In this video, I want to talk about a potential Nintendo Switch Pro feature update, and a pretty good one at that, and also rumors on Nintendo Switch production. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about Nintendo Switch Pro DLSS and the fact it won't be handled by the dock. This is a rumor, and this is coming from the Reset Era forums. Nate Drake revealed that the Switch Pro DLSS will be hardware-based and won't be handled by the dock, so it should be available for handheld mode as well. Now, that's a very important feature, given that I know a ton of people that mostly play the Switch in handheld mode, and if DLSS was dock exclusive, that would be a problem, just because the disparity between handheld performance and docked performance would be even greater than it already is. Right now, it's pretty comparable. Like, the performance difference for the majority of games isn't that different. Sometimes you'll have a resolution downgrade, but that's fine when you're on a smaller screen. But if you're throwing in DLSS as well, that is going to be a bit of an issue. It was also noted by Nate Drake, also commented again on Nintendo Switch Pro reveal and release window. He still believes the announcement will be made during the next fiscal year, but the console may be delayed into 22. Noting, I do believe it'll be announced the coming fiscal year. The plan was to release this year, but I suspect it'll be delayed into 22. Delays can and will continue to be an ever-changing variable in figuring out when we'll hear about it and see it. Honestly, delays are going to be a pretty relevant topic of discussion, not only for hardware, but software as well. I expect a lot of games and things of that nature to get delayed into 22. I think Nintendo has been doing a relatively good job in keeping tight-lipped about things that may have been scheduled for 21, just because a lot of other publishers talked about games that they were expecting for 21, and now it's looking exceedingly likely that those games aren't going to come out in 21. They're ultimately going to have to come out and delay those games, and that's going to cause an initial level of disappointment. I think if you just don't announce those games at all, you can avoid that entirely and just internally do your delays, and I think that's the best case scenario. Announce your games when they're ready to be released, or at the very least, announce your games with a release window when you're confident, very confident I should add, that you're gonna hit that release window, because game delays, man, it seems more often than not a game is gonna get delayed rather than it not getting delayed. I can't remember, you know, the last time we had consistent releases really hitting their release date, so we'll see how that shakes out. But also, Nintendo Switch production is stopping this year in the form of NVIDIA Tegra. Both the regular model and the smaller and cheaper Switch Lite feature the latest version of the NVIDIA Tegra X1. The source told Game Reactor that NVIDIA plans to stop producing the processor in 21, but did not elaborate further on what comes next or what may happen with the current versions of the hardware. This seems like something that would be transitionary into new Nintendo Switch hardware, but hopefully that means that there will be a level of decent parity between the two, platforms that are going to be sold. I don't know if they're going to be looking in 22 to make it Switch Pro only. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we'll see how that shakes out as well. I think DLSS in Switch Pro, I think the performance upgrade that the Switch Pro can bring, I mean, it's not going to be a gigantic grandeur of an upgrade, but it's going to be an upgrade that's going to do the Switch a lot of favors, I think. But that's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.